The triangle theory of love. Claw, Fawn, and Mew were inseparable best friends. It seemed they would never be apart. Since junior high school, they were always together, whether studying, resting, or playing sports. Every important moment in their lives invariably had all three of their names listed together. Claw was quiet and reserved, but those who truly knew him understood he was warm and attentive to every detail. Fawn was a bright, cheerful, talkative girl full of life. She often dragged Claw and Mew into doing crazy things. As for Mew, he was funny, playful, and had a charm that made everyone around him feel comfortable. During their first year of university, their relationship seemed unchanged. However, beneath the smiles and laughter, something slowly began to shift. Claw had known for a long time that his feelings for Fawn were more than friendship. He loved her, had always loved her, but he was afraid that if he spoke out, everything would change. Fawn herself had begun to notice a difference in Claw's eyes, but she didn't dare confront it because in her own heart, she started to feel a flutter every time she was near Mew. Fawn's heart beat erratically whenever she heard Mew's laughter. Her eyes would often unconsciously search for Mew, but every time Claw quietly stayed by her side when she had problems, Fawn couldn't help but feel a sense of warmth. It was a confusion with no clear answer. Until one day, in a psychology class, the professor talked about Sternberg's triangular theory of love, which states that love is composed of three important components: intimacy, emotional closeness, and bonding, passion, physical attraction, and excitement, commitment, the decision to stay together. Fawn listened and took notes, but her mind was immersed in her own thoughts. With Claw she had both intimacy and commitment. But with Mew she had a passion that she couldn't deny. One evening, Claw invited Fawn for a walk by the river. A gentle breeze blew, the leaves rustling as if they knew something was about to change. Claw walked beside Fawn in silence for a while before finally speaking. Fawn, there's something Ivy wanted to tell you for a long time. Fawn stopped walking and turned to look at him. Claw took a deep breath and said, I love you. Ever since the first day we became friends. Claw's voice wasn't loud, but its weight made Fawn feel like the whole world had stopped spinning. Fawn pressed her lips together tightly, a wave of guilt washing over her. Claw, she said softly, I am so glad to hear that. But Claw stopped her with a faint smile. You don't have to say anything. I see the answer in your eyes. Fawn looked away, tears welling up without her realizing it. I am sorry, Claw, I don't want to hurt you. Claw smiled like someone who had made peace with things, but his eyes trembled. Fawn, I really do love you. But I don't want to be just someone you feel guilty about. I want you to be happy. Fawn walked away, leaving Claw standing there. She didn't even dare to look back. While she was confused, Mew walked up to her. Fawn, are you all right? Mew asked, his face worried. Fawn didn't say anything. She just threw herself into his arms and hugged him tightly, tears streaming down her face. Mew, I am so confused, Fawn sobbed. Mew gently stroked her back, letting her cry in his embrace. After a long while, when Fawn began to calm down, Mew slowly spoke. Fawn, I love you, he said in a low voice. Not just now, but for a long time. Fawn looked up at him, her eyes red-rimmed. But is it wrong that I feel this way, even though Claw's not wrong, Fawn, Mew said firmly. Our hearts they always choose for themselves. Several months passed. Claw chose to quietly distance himself. Even though it hurt, he knew that staying there would hurt everyone more. He began to spend more time with himself, going out to take photos, traveling, and learning to love himself. Fawn and Mew slowly built their relationship with understanding. Fawn never forgot Claw, but she knew that life had to move forward. On graduation day, Claw, Fawn, and Mew met again in their clean white graduation gowns. Claw smiled at them sincerely, a smile that came from acceptance and forgiveness. "Good to see you both," Claw said. "Thank you for still being our friend," Fawn replied. Mew held Claw's hand tightly. "I am really sorry, Claw," Mew said. Claw shook his head and smiled. "You don't have to apologize for anything. Love chooses for itself as long as we read true to it." The three of them stood together in the afternoon sunlight, each having grown in their own way. In the end, the triangular theory of love taught them that true love isn't just about having someone by your side, but it's about loving someone fully, even if in the end, you're not the one standing beside them.